Hello. Okay, so today we're doing a GrainBeats combinator. Basically a drum synth made out of several instances of grain. So we're going to use grain as the drum oscillators to make a combinator drum synth. Right, let's get started. We first of all need a combinator. Okay. Second of all, we'll need to bring in a mixer. Now I'm going to use the big mixer because I'm going to use some effects in the sends here. Namely, reverb and delay. Okay, so we'll fold them up for now. I will drag in a pulverizer here and hold shift so it doesn't connect to anything. And I will have that pulverizer on the master output of the mixer so we can add dirt and filtering to the drums. So that's our master effect. Close that for now, we don't need it. Our reverb. And our delay. Now I'll just quickly set these up. Reset. We'll just have a plate reverb in here. Damp the low end 300 to 500 hertz, something like that. Okay. Damp the highs a wee bit. The echo, we're just looking for a fairly standard ping pong delay. Nice amount of low fineness in it. And then we'll hide that for now. Now we need our instances of grain. So number 1. 2. 3. And 4. Now the reason I'm going to stick to 4 is because on the combinator we have 4 knobs and 4 buttons. You could have 20 in there if you wanted, but for the purpose of the video, I'm just going to use 4. If you want to expand on that, then feel free. Right, I'll need to reset these. To their initial states. Now, we'll call one kick, snare, close hat, and open hat. And we'll get adding some sounds. Nope, actually, I'm forgetting one thing. We're going to need to set these so they only sound on a couple of specific keys. So, you know, you've got kick, hat, snare on C, D, E, F or something. Right, so we'll do with the kick on C1. And there we go. What problem am I having here? What's this? There we go. Couldn't seem to find C1. Right, kick, snare. Snare we'll have on C sharp. Yep, that's correct. Closed hat. On D. And our open hat on D sharp. There we go. Quite fiddly this. I'm hoping that Reason Studios update that at some point. So now we have, yep, all of the grains are now only going on one key. So now we can get to work and start putting sounds in them. Okay, first of all, we've got a kick. So for our kick sample, we will just go into the factory bank. In fact, we'll take stuff from Drum Supply because that's an easy place to get stuff from. So we'll get some usable drums out of here. We'll use this one in here for the snare. Sounded like 20 billion 808 snares there. Well, we'll use that one. It's got a bit of character to it. Stretch these out. Right, so we've got a kick and a snare. We'll get our closed hat in there. Hats. There we go. That one's quite nice. And an open hat, which there are open hats in this folder somewhere. There we are. That's all right. Yeah. Okay. So we'll give these some envelope settings. They ring out. Oh, we're on the grain mode. First of all, I'll put them on tape mode, just for the ease of setting up, and then I'll have to set the root key to the key that they're sounding from, which is C1. There we go. Oh, too much release there. That will do. Do the same for the snare, which is C#1, I think. There we go. Get the envelope set up. Switch on tape mode. I've still got them on loop. Set them to 1 shots. Okay. Same with our open hat. Tape. 1 shot. Get the envelope sorted out so it... Oh. And this is D1. There we go. Yep. And then open hat. Tape mode. Oh. And 1 shot. Yep. So we have these now set up. So we've got our oscillator set up. We've got some sounds loaded in now. What we can start to do at this point is pretty much just bring in a loop of some kind. So we'll bring in the drum sequencer and just load a default patch in it. One of the factory bank patches. This should play a loop. There we go. Straight away. Now, let's get something a bit more interesting than that. Okay, that's at least somewhat interesting. But we're not using our snare is used there, right? So, right, okay. Now at this point, we can start to tweak the drums a bit more. So I mean, on the kick, we're probably going to want to use some filtering. I quite like these really low down filtering, but we'll leave it like that just now. Snare we'll leave. We'll just leave the filter fully open on the snare. And the hats we'll put through a high pass. And the same with the open hat. Now we're getting a bit of distortion. Sort of levels are we at here? Right, if you want to give these some sort of velocity sensitivity, we just turn up the velocity dial there, and they should get a bit of movement. Right. Okay. Now we'll give ourselves some effects. Tiny amount of compression, a little bit of dirt. Bring the tone down a bit just to dull the highs. We'll leave the filter alone for now. And we can start to mess with reverb and stuff at this point. Not going to want reverb on that. There we go. It's a bit OTT. That's a nice little shuffly beat. Now we've got the entire GrainBeats Combinator running. We can do any sorts of adjustment to it. So we can now start to look at, let's run this through the grain oscillator and see how it sounds. We'll go with that. Gives it a nice little buzzy tone. Now, the snare. Now we're in 90s time stretch territory. That was quite cool, actually. A metallic sounding snare. It's lost a bit of its attack, but we'll leave it like that for now. See what we can get going with the hats. Maybe do some spectral grains here. Onto the open hat, we'll do the same thing. Now, if we want to, at this point, we can start adding effects. You know, maybe a distortion or something to the kick drum. Yeah, a little bit of distortion on the kick drum works. Nothing's really calling out for anything else because we're using the send effects. So yeah, at this point we can assign these knobs. So I'm thinking at this point, I will probably assign the pitch to each of the knobs. There's a typo there. So between along the 4 buttons and knobs there, we've got offsets for each oscillator. Snare, close hat, open hat. Okay. We will assign rotary 1 to grain engine speed. Yeah, that's right, speed. Now, what effect does that have on the kick at this point? Yeah. So that'll give us another offset. So we'll assign that across the speed control, which affects the pitch if it's in tape mode, but other effects, where am I? I'm losing my place now. Close hi-hat, that's where we are. Grain engine, speed, open hi-hat, rotary 4, grain engine, speed. So our pitch is now assigned. We need to assign our mutes. So we will use the mixer to do the mutes here. Mute channel 1, button 2, mute channel 2, button 3, mute channel 3, and channel 4. Right, they should now be affecting the mixer. So we can mute and solo things. Okay. We'll single out the kick drum. Bring in more snare. And there we have a fairly simple granular drum synth. And you could spend hours tweaking here and you'll do all sorts of different stuff. Like, I mean, if we just go put them all on tape mode, we'll get a more typical sampler approach to things. But, I mean, feel free to change it to whatever you want, but you could spend hours tweaking here. Yep, I mean, you could spend absolutely hours tweaking here. But that's the general premise of it. There's a quick drum synth built using grains as oscillators. As usual, I will get this uploaded and I'll put the patch into the YouTube description box so you can download, adapt it, mess around with it. Hope this was helpful and you learned something. I'll see you later.